Welcome along to our big match preview and backed by Ladbrokes for the season. Go ahead and check out Ladbrokes' brand new offer and their matched bet up to 50 quid. So when you bet £10, for example, Ladbrokes will match that and give you £10 in free bets. Click the link below to get involved. T's and C's apply. Saints are back in action on Saturdays. We travel up to Burnley in the Premier League, but it's FA Cup action. Suddenly Saints' belief for the rest of the season has changed. A win at West Brom at the weekend gave us a bit of hope, but it's Monday's result at the DW Stadium. Suddenly, everyone becomes up for the Cup once again. Clives me to look ahead to the weekend's action and the weekend's review, let's say, as well. But just how important was that win at the Hawthorns in the FA Cup and your reaction to what will now be Wigan away in the FA Cup quarter-finals, mate?
The win was very important from the fact of increasing our confidence and the obvious statement that we keep making that if we're going to survive the Premiership, we're going to have to do it on the road. So another decent performance away from home. It wasn't a classic. A couple of excellent goals from both teams. But we look forward to Wigan now, which is unbelievable. I was slagging the FA off Saturday night for ruining my weekend. After, you're always quite jolly. We've beaten West Brom twice in 2 weeks, and it's quite a what's the word, Philip, and a boost of confidence for the fans as much as the players. You feel good about winning, and then you get the FA Cup draw at 8:00. They give you 3 hours to celebrate. What on earth? This competition's been going for 140 odd years. Why have they got to suddenly mess around with the draw? The draw is always Monday. It's always Monday. I remember being at school when they made the semi-final draw in '76, and Derby and Man United came out, first two names out of the hat, so it was obvious we were playing Palace, and you could hear the roar go through the school that day, and you think that's special moments, and they're being taken away just for the sake of commercialism. It's wrong.
And the games will be played. It'll be Friday night. It'll be probably Saturday lunchtime, Saturday night time, Sunday lunchtime, Monday night. It could be any one of those 4 or 5 time slots for the quarter-final.
I guess that's not a new thing. We played Blackburn away in, I think, 83, 84. That was a Friday night. So it's not a new thing for the fans, but it's not great. It's not great. It detracts from the people that are desperate to go to the game and have work commitments. So not great yet again. But we know that's the situation. We get on with it and we face it. And despite the fact of this massive shock of Wigan winning at City, we've still got to go up there and beat Wigan. And that's no easy feat. They're a decent team on their own patch. They've had a good record in the Cup. So it's going to be, whichever way you look at it, it's going to be tough. I fancy us, but it's going to be tough. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to the game. Certainly, hopefully it'll be a classic. And as you say, we're going to know pushovers so far in this tournament, including Man City, beating 3 Premier League sides. We cannot be complacent.
No, we can't. And you'd hope that Saints will go there with a decent attitude. I'd imagine it'll come at us early in the game, but it's one of those games where you've got to have a few hairy moments and then start imposing yourself on the game. You don't really want to be chasing the game. You want to be dominating it. And, City dominated it last night, but they didn't put the ball in the net, did they? So it's one thing we're going to have to do. When we get on top, we're going to have to make the most of those breakaways or whatever it is first half. But it's going to be a cracking atmosphere. It's something for the fans to look forward to. It's something for the players to look forward to. Keep this momentum going. Seems like ever since we beat Fulham, things have got a bit better. Yeah, we had the setback with Liverpool, but, things are looking a bit more rosy for Saints. We're playing decent football on the road. Tough times ahead, I know, but face it. Let's get on with it. Let's fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And we'll talk about it more, obviously, closer to the date. But back to the Premier League on Saturday. It's another long trip up to Lancashire. Burnley, they're sitting in 7th, despite them without a win since December. And yet to win this calendar year, surely you're looking at this to get something and even look as far as a win.
Of course, you'd hope so. We've been up there twice and pretty much dominated one of those games and been on top in another, and we've come away with nothing. So you hope it's third time lucky in the last few years, this is, and that we can make when we do play our decent football, when we do dominate parts of the game, which I think we will do, possession-wise, make it count. Make it count in those periods of possession, because Burnley must be pretty low on confidence. I wouldn't say they're at the beach. They're on the beach. anyone with a manager with children Dyche will not be on the beach. He's done tremendously well. And they're not safe yet. They're not safe. They need a few points to get themselves up to 40, which is always their target. It's a tough game, but it's certainly one you'd hope to get a minimum of a point out of. And I'd be hopeful of a win.
Yeah, me too. And actually, there's been a lot of reports and articles this week saying that 40 points will be, far beyond to keep us up. 35, they're saying 36 could keep us up this season.
Freddie, you just don't know. Look at some of the crazy results in the last few weeks. Brighton have made a fist of it for sure, and Huddersfield have won that game that they needed to win. So you just cannot say what will keep you safe. All you need to do is put your own house in order and keep playing the way we're playing away from home. Keep fighting, keep grinding out points. And the other thing is, I guess, the games, we're going to need something. I think we're going to need something against one of these big teams. They are in a European campaign. Let's hope that they're still in a European campaign, because that does take it out of teams. And it's always good to play them on the weekend after they've been away from home, let's say.
And we saw a few sort of fringe players emerge on Saturday at the Hawthorns, but it's important that we do continue a bit of consistency. And, the positives to take from these last 7 or so games, despite losing to Liverpool, it's been improving performances. But if a win on Saturday, it sets us really nicely up for the next 5 weeks, because March is going to be absolutely huge.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be away from home, isn't it? I think the positive things, Carrillo showed glimpses there. Shame he didn't get a goal, but his set-up goal for Dusan Tadic was excellent. I thought some of his movement was really good, and he just needs that goal to give him the confidence, I think.
Well, finally, another away trip though, mate. Time to tell the viewers of your top tip for Burnley away. We've seen Nick's articles, but where can Saints get something to eat and drink?
The Ministry of Isles, I think, is a really decent pub. You'll find some characters up in Burnley, pretty normal people. Obviously, we've got the link with Sammy Vokes and his dad Timmy, who's been a massive Saints fan, and my mate someone was going on about talking about Sporting Lisbon. I went with Timmy to Sporting Lisbon by train, God knows, 40 odd years ago, I don't know, whenever it was. But Sammy is a massive Saints fan. But when he's out there playing, he's doing his job against us, and he will be a major threat, especially as we haven't been too clever defending at set pieces. I think that's one area I'm a little bit concerned about, because Burnley will bomb it in there. So we've got to be strong. We've got to be solid at the back. For the fans, it's a decent, that end where we've got, it'd be nice to take at least 1,000, hopefully nearer to 1,500 up there, because you can make a hell of a noise under that roof. And I think the fans, the team are really responding to the fans. And the away fans have been fantastic lately. They've been so enthusiastic. And it's just like chalk and cheese going away from home and St Mary's. It's almost like the pressure's off them and they can play, which begs the question of what can be done to improve the atmosphere at St Mary's, because those 4 games are just as crucial as all these games. There are 4 home games remaining. Yeah,
you took the words off the tip of my tongue. There's certainly less pressure away from home. But excellent stuff as always, mate. But go ahead and leave us your predictions in below for our away trip to Burnley. Surely we can look at getting a win at this one, considering their recent form. Leave us your likes, your comments, your predictions, and more in the comments below.